It's great to be here. I'm going to give a little bit of a different perspective because you guys just heard from two amazing attorneys, and Charlotte Najjar, who's an attorney in my office, is going to speak next. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the business perspective on, what I think that business owners should be doing and why we got involved. So I founded Batta Fulkerson Law Group. It's one of the biggest personal injury firms in San Diego. Most people don't realize how bad courts and law offices were hit last year. We were 40% of our revenue in 2020 that we were in 2019 because the courts were shut down. Now, that sucks for me, it sucks for my attorneys, but it really sucks for my clients that have been injured and are trying to adjudicate their case and they can't. So I also own a restaurant that's in East Village that was shut down as well because, everything was getting shut down. So had to lay off employees, had to bring back employees, had to lay off employees and go through that whole song and dance, which is no fun for anyone. Now, going through all this is an attorney and a business owner that is, somewhat front and center. My job is to just kind of ride the wave, not make controversy, not comment on things that are going to get me in trouble, just kind of stay quiet because I get more business if everyone likes me and I'm not taking a side. It's just the way that it works. Then my friends started to open their gyms because there was no data to support shutting down gyms nationally. It was like a 0.03 transmission rate at gyms. I mean, it's just a joke. In Seattle, they tracked it where for 6 months, there was not one COVID case tracked back to a single gym in Seattle. Just crazy. So my friends, because they were going to lose their businesses, started to open their gyms. And what happened? The sheriff would show up. Sheriff would show up and ticket them, but not just ticket them, they'd get misdemeanors. So now you have gym owners and business owners that are now criminals, that are now criminally prosecuted under our justice system for opening their businesses. And I lost my shit. Like, I couldn't deal with it. So I took to what you can take to now, social media. And I just started going off. And my opinions came out and my line was drawn. And we started taking on cases of gym owners. And Charlotte, as kind as she is to do this, and at my firm you have to like dogs and you have to be quick on your feet because there's a lot of curveballs. She learned how to, file a court in federal court. She learned how to move that case forward. And she did all of the work with the help of Judge Creep. Now, for us, we also started to take on the criminal cases because I don't think that a business owner, and these are my friends, I know how the dire straits they're in. They're just trying to survive. And I don't think it's fair that they should have to hire a criminal attorney and pay $10,000 to a criminal attorney or whatever it is to go be represented when they're not doing anything wrong. They're not criminals, they're business owners. So we decided to take on these cases. And this is what I realized through representing these business owners through these criminal cases. It was all just a threat. They didn't move forward with any of the prosecutions. We had 9 misdemeanor cases. They didn't show up for one of them. Not a single one did they actually show up for. And guess what we found out when we were talking to the prosecuting entities? They thought they'd lose if they actually prosecuted these cases. Because they didn't think that a jury would actually convict business owners and call them criminals. And what does that say if a jury and juries keep coming back and saying, no, these people didn't do anything wrong? That completely weakens their position. But it took business owners having enough wherewithal to say, this is enough. And we're not going to take this shit anymore. And you have to get to that place. And I think that those are the true heroes, are the business owners that just said, no, this is enough. The people like the Village restaurant, the local, the gyms that stayed open. That's what has to happen. And that's the only way that we can all fight this thing is if we all decide that we draw a line in the sand and we say, this is enough. And we're not going to do it. So my question is, for everyone is what can you do? What are you willing to do to help other people, to help other businesses? How are you willing to stand up? And if you're a business owner, you need to be prepared because we weren't. And that's none of our faults because there's no way you can be prepared for something like this. But now we can because we know. And I think everyone in this room knows, and intuitively you realize this is not the end. This is the beginning. And we all have to be ready, and we need to all be prepared to make pivots in our business. We all need to be prepared to reach out to unbelievable counsel like these two gentlemen in front of me, because there will be a time where you need to call on someone like that to help protect your business and keep you moving. But you also have to be prepared to stand up and say, I will deal with the consequences that come, but I'm going to do what's right. And I think that that's the biggest takeaway. As a business owner, you need to be reaching out to your representatives. Let them know that we need reform. This should not be an emergency power that goes to one man that has his own self-interests and his own belief systems. That's why we have a legislative body. It goes through the legislature. It shouldn't just be for a year, emergency power goes to one person. There needs to be reform. There needs to be pushback. And I'm very, very happy to see everyone here, because I hope that that means that momentum's spreading. I was here 2 months ago. The vibe feels totally different tonight. I think people are just over it. So thank you guys all. We're always here if we can ever do anything to help. I'm going to turn it over to Charlotte.